Hey Aquarius, how are we today? Just doing our weekly readings. This week we are looking ahead toward the month of November, but we are using a few different decks today and sort of checking through November for you, sort of start, middle, end, seeing what's coming through. I am using the Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle. So, heading close to Halloween, we are celebrating Halloween. I do need to sort of maybe think about some more standouty decorations. The spiders are a lot smaller than I thought they were going to be, and the two white little skeletons are not very visible with so much light in my backdrop there. But who knows? I'm just looking forward to Halloween. How about you guys? You're all looking forward to it? We don't really, it's only a relatively new celebration here in Australia, but I've actually celebrated it for quite a long time. So I am very excited. And this year, we are going to be going to like a haunted house type thing, and there's not very many event type stuff in Australia, so it's nowhere near as anything like what it is in America. So I'm very excited this Halloween to, do all the Halloween type stuff and go check out some Halloween themed stuff and whatnot. So very exciting time of year. A lot of us here, when you are someone who loves things like the imagery that's associated with Halloween, like, I do have quite a lot of, jewelry and clothing that is already spider webs and bats and skeletons and whatnot. It's a great time of year for me to be picking up some accessories and dresses and things like that. So very exciting. I'm also using the Slavic folklore lenormand as well as the True Love Oracle. Okay, so getting into it for you today, Aquarius. We'll start off with the Believe in Your Own Magic. Okay, Aquarius. What's going on for Aquarius during November? What's going on for Aquarius during November? Okay, Aquarius. Firstly, we have the stars card. Okay, that does say you can manifest your every wish. All right, so Aquarius, we may definitely be seeing some wish fulfillment coming in for you during November. With that sort of saying, you can manifest every single wish as well. It really does let us know that it's a really great time for you to be, manifesting and really sort of thinking about what it is that you do truly desire and how to get that coming in for you in your life. Manifesting your wishes during November. So I do feel quite strongly, though, Aquarius, that for a couple of you there, we are looking at a specific wish that is happening. It's coming into fruition during November, all right? So we'll have a look when we get to the Lenormand and see if we can determine what that's all about. But we do also have the Tower card. All right, so that does say unplug and relax for a spell. So definitely the need to take some solitude, to have some time to yourself, to really meditate, you do some yoga, whatever that is for you that helps you sort of unwind and relax and really sort of take that load off. I feel like for a lot of you, I'm just intuitively getting here that for a lot of you, you're stressing so much about what wishes, what am I wishing for? How come I'm not seeing that happening? How come I'm not sort of getting that wish granted? And you're so heavy in you're stressing for your wishes and desires to come on through that you're forgetting to actually just stop and allow these things to happen in their own time. So it's kind of letting you know that the more stressed out and pressure that you're putting on yourself for having the things that you want actually coming in, or having I feel like for some of you, it's talking about, just so much pressure that you're putting on yourself to, be a certain way, do certain things, move forwards in certain ways. You're forgetting to actually just stop and take care of yourself and make sure that you're, coming from a relaxed mind space rather than, I feel like a lot of you are just sort of over stressing and getting a little bit anxious, waiting for things to happen. Whereas you sort of find too that, the second that you stop paying attention to something and that you're wanting to happen, the second that you stop paying attention to that and you get distracted or, go and just focus on relaxing and doing something else, all of a sudden here it is, bang. So it's kind of allowing things to happen, in a more natural progression rather than, trying to stress about how, because there's something very interesting about, I'm a big stressor myself, so I shouldn't talk, but the more you stress about things that you have no control over, the less likely you are to be able to get control over those things. So, things like the past and the future, we only have control over what we're doing right here, right now. And so it is kind of letting you know what you need to be doing right here, right now is just stopping and relaxing and, unplug, unwind, allow yourself to just go with the flow a little bit more, which can be a really hard thing. I totally understand. I'm a Capricorn, so we like to be in control of everything, and it's doesn't quite work that way sometimes. But we'll have a look with the lenormand. Okay, Aquarius. What's going on for Aquarius during November? Okay, can I just get one clarity for the end of November? Clarity for the end of November for Aquarius, please. All right. Okay, so for the start of November, we are seeing the tree, as well as the ship. Okay, so that's kind of pretty straightforward. It's like, because we do see that as we saw that, unplugging, unwinding tower card there, we are also seeing the need for self-care is coming through quite strongly in your reading, because the tree is all about your self-care, your self-growth, the way that you're looking after your inner world, your personal wisdom and stuff like that. But what we're sort of seeing with that ship card is that you are sort of traveling quickly through your self-growth, that the more that you take time to yourself and looking after yourself, the quicker this self-growth is happening. It's kind of like, if you've got a certain destination within yourself of where you want to grow and mature to, the more time that you are taking to focus on yourself and spending by yourself is actually, increasing the speed in which you are growing as a person. So it's kind of a mixed energy there, but it really does talk about, taking some time to stop in order to move faster. So it's kind of, it sounds a little contradictory there, but, the more that you're able to stop and relax and just be still in this energy of you and yourself and taking care of yourself, the things around you, and that self-growth, that inner wisdom, it's just sort of going to really fast energy there with that ship. It's kind of like, I'm just getting this vibe of like, you're going to travel long distances within yourself, in a short amount of time, but only if you sort of take care of you and your feelings and your emotions and your need to grow. So it's kind of like the second that you stop and take some time to yourself and go, I need a few days to myself just to really, grow and mature in a certain way. Um, you know, all of a sudden you're like, oh, that only took me a day, and I've actually dealt with that, and it's totally fine. So it's once again, it's that the the quicker that you stop and rest and take care of yourself, the quicker, the more that you just stop and unplug, it's actually going to lead to some really fast action within your self-growth, and you're going to grow exponentially. You may actually mature really quickly during the start of November. There may be a specific thing in which you're finding, your thoughts, your emotions have actually, grown and matured, really, really quickly. And it feels like you've traveled some sort of huge distance within yourself in a very short amount of time. Okay, but it all comes down to, you know, taking that time to really stop and focus on yourself. All right. Um, Toward the middle of the month, we do have the lily. All right, and that's coming through with the fish energy. So the fish energy is a very good energy to be seeing for you in the middle of the month, because it is all about, your abundance and your financial well-being, and the growth and expansion of your wealth, and just the general abundance in your life. With the lily, we are seeing that something is happening in the middle of November that is actually, making your finances more healthy long term. Okay, so something happening in the middle of November that's actually going to have a long term effect on your wealth and your financial status. Okay, so I do feel as though it's pretty specifically talking about, I feel for majority of you, this is, something to do with your finances. There is, there is this element with the lily that of emotional integrity and emotional, your sense of morals when it comes to dealing with finances, but also, the way that you are looking at your finances in an emotional sense. So not allowing yourself to, be negative when it comes to, oh, my finances aren't what I want them to be. It makes me sad. Like trying to keep your emotion, like be it's not keep your emotions away from it. It's being very intimate with the emotions that are evoked for you when it comes to dealing with your finances. Okay, and following the moral high ground financially. So not doing things that are not quite right. All right, so I do feel that for maybe one or two of you, there's going to be a temptation to, because I am strongly getting this moral thing. That's not a very frequent keyword that comes through with the lily, but I am getting it quite strongly for you when it comes to this financial obligation. For some of you, there's a moral question at the heart of this financial thing. Okay, and it's kind of telling you that if you want your financials to be stable in the long term, that you need to follow your moral compass, and follow your positive moral center. Be kind to yourself, because the more that you follow this, if you stray from your true morals when it comes to the way you're dealing with your finances, that can have a long-term effect as well, but in a negative way. All right. So we are seeing some sort of long term, I feel like for a lot of you, it may be some sort of financial decision that you're making during the middle of November, pardon, that is going to affect your longevity financially. It is talking about something that, whatever, if you make a change to your finances, if you make a change to the way that you're dealing with finances, approaching your finances in the middle of November, then you will be making a long-term change. It's going to be a long-term thing, not a short-term change. Even if it appears to be so. So if you are making any financial decisions in the middle of November, really taking into respect the moral aspect of the decision, but also the fact that, whatever decision you make is going to have some sort of long-term impact on you financially. Okay, so for some of you, I'm getting that this may be like choosing to invest in something at the middle of the month there, and this is actually going to pay off for you in the long term. If you invest in this now, it is going to pay off for you in the long term, as long as you're making the moral right choice. Okay, so as long as you're making the right choice according to your moral set. All right, so that does need to be taken into consideration, especially when toward the end of the month I do have another card that can be talking about financials. All right, so we do see the anchor here, as well as the fox. All right, so the fox can sometimes refer to career or financial stuff, but I feel like it's talking about a specific person who's trying to make, I do feel as though, if you haven't made your decision by the end of the month, that when it comes to this financial thing, there is someone trying to sway you from the moral aspect, so making sure you make the moral choice when it comes to anything financially. Follow your morals. Don't allow yourself to be swayed by a smooth talker, because what we see here with the anchor is you yourself quite stable and durable and resilient, and you're able to sort of face any rough seas that come through. But what we have here with the fox, it's actually a separate energy. So this is kind of telling you, stand your ground against this fox person. Okay, so this is someone else in your energy toward the end of November, trying to sort of make, they could just be trying to make you question the decision you've already made, but sometimes we do see this fox energy can sometimes link up with things like scam artists, someone trying to trick you, deceive you into, making, a wrong moral choice here. So just be aware of that, because that was clarified by the cross energy. Okay, so there is this sense of this person is trying to, trick you into thinking that your destiny lays with this fox, lays with this trick. They think they're being really clever, and they're telling you what they think that you want to hear, and they're trying to use, they definitely could be, it definitely could be something along the lines of religious trickery. Okay, because this is a strong religious card, but it's also, it does, it's a kind of a bit of a warning that, that if you stick with this fox, it's going to turn into suffering and burden. It's going to turn into a burden that you end up carrying if you trust this fox energy. All right. So just be really wary about that, because you need to stand your ground, stand firm in your morals. Okay. Stand very firm in your morals. You can face any storm, which is this fox energy, as long as you stand your ground. Okay, hold yourself steady, and don't allow your morals to waver. All right, because it is sort of flowing through toward the end of the month. So for some of you, it's going to be toward the middle of the month, but a lot of you, this is following through. It may be a decision that takes a while to sort of make a clear decision one way or another, because it's going to have such long-term effects too. I do feel like that's why it's sort of sticking around in the energy. But, it is letting us know that someone will be sort of trying to sway us. And I am strongly getting that a lot of these foxes are going to be trying to sway us on a spiritual or religious element, saying all the things that they think that we want to hear. So they're going to be saying something. I'm just sort of getting here something along the lines of, I'm even getting that for one of you, someone's going to say something, it's coming through really, like, it sounds really stupid to me, but someone's going to say something to you like, God would want you to do this. Jesus, what would Jesus do? Jesus would want you to make this choice or do this thing. And they're trying to sway you from a spiritual aspect. And for some of you, this is like a church related person, and they're like, I'm a churchgoer. I would never sway you the wrong way, mate. Is kind of what I'm getting. I'm a strong, heavy Christian. I would never mislead you. But if you hear someone say something like that to you, and it's in regard to a financial decision, be on your guard, stand strong against this person. You need to trust your own intuition, your own moral code. Okay, so yeah, I'm just getting a strong religious component for a couple of you there, that this person is using that as their moral high ground, that they are religious and they would not do that. Whereas, I'm seeing that they're tricking themselves. They're manipulating themselves into thinking that they would do no wrong, but they are actually trying to sway you from your own moral high ground here. So just make sure you're following your own morals, okay, when it comes to your finances. Be very, very wary of that energy coming through here, Aquarius. All right. But we'll have a look at love as well. What's going on for Aquarius with love in November? Okay, so I am getting drawn to this boundaries card first and foremost. So once again, we're seeing strong need for you to have firm boundaries and stand very steady in your boundaries, and not allowing people to sort of steamroll you with their because they may be, just like they may be using some sort of religious component against you, they may also be using against you the fact that you have a strong love relationship with this person. This definitely could be somebody you are interested in that is trying to sway your decision. But you need to make the right decision for you, Aquarius. It's coming through very strongly here. So they may be, especially too with, now that I'm looking at that boundaries card in the love cards, this person, that spiritual connection, that destiny, because it can talk about faith and destiny. They may be having faith that they've got a strong enough relationship with you, that you will allow them to push down your own boundaries and allow them to push you into this decision in the way that they want. So do not allow that to happen, Aquarius. You need to be very firm in your boundaries. Boundaries are all about self-respect, okay? And what we're seeing here is that, in the long term, if you want to respect yourself, you need to make the moral choice that is right for you, not for this person. No matter how much you love them, no matter how much they're trying to say, but it's destiny. We need to do this together. It's destiny. I'm sorry, but you need to have firm boundaries when it comes to dealing with this. All right. So for some of you too, that is also talking about that boundary to take time to yourself and just stop and relax as well. So some of you, there is the need for you to set up some sort of boundary when it comes to, look, I just need some time to myself. We're all good. I just need to be by myself and work through some things on my own, and having that boundary clear. So, I'm getting that in both sort of ways. But what we're seeing overwhelmingly here when it comes to love for you, I do feel like this is specific to romantic love for you. We do have the luminosity card. Okay, so you and this, if you're in a connection already, or if you're meeting someone during November, no. If you're in a connection already, this is this. If you are wanting to meet somebody, you are shining so brightly. You're going to be attracting a lot of interest during November because, you are shining brightly, especially after we've gone through this. Once we've taken that time to really focus on ourselves for a little bit, you may be even finding that you're so focused inward that you're not even noticing that your light is like shining so brightly that you're attracting all these people to you. I do feel for a lot of you, you are going to have quite a lot of people attracted to you during November, especially towards the end, the middle and the end of November. It's kind of like you're going to be shining so brightly that it's attracting all the moths to the flame sort of thing. But if you're already in a connection, it is shining brightly during November. Okay, because this is all luminosity, things being revealed, and what's kind of being revealed is how much light, how much happiness and light and love is there for the taking for you. I definitely do feel that for one of you, that's directly related to this wish that we saw coming through for you during November, that you are shining so brightly that you're attracting something really deep and meaningful, that is going to be in itself this. It's going to be like that light in the darkness, that light of your life. Okay, and I do feel as though, for those of you who aren't currently in a connection, you will be attracting somebody very, very strongly this month, and that may be one of those wishes that we're seeing fulfilled for you this month, Aquarius. Remembering to keep our boundaries where we need them to be. If you're attracting the right people, they will respect those boundaries, okay? And that will also be a bit of an indication to you that they are the right person if they're willing to respect your boundaries, okay? Because someone who doesn't respect our boundaries, they're obviously not the right person for us, okay? So keep that in mind when we're attracting so many different people. I feel like when we are attracting so many different people, like I said, attracting all the moths to the flame, some of those moths are not the moths that you want, and other moths are going to be the ones that are going to shine back. All right, so keep that in mind, that you may be attracting quite a lot of attention, and not all of it is going to be that perfect ideal attention. But in amongst all those fluttering moths, there's going to be at least one for you there. Okay, I feel like for those of you who aren't in a current connection, that you're definitely attracting the one this month, and it's just going to be a matter of you seeing their inner light as well as them seeing yours, and making sure that that I feel like that once again that boundaries is coming through quite strongly, that you will kind of have an indication that if someone's not respecting your boundaries, you'll know that they're just attracted to the light and they want to take the light. They don't want to share in the light. Okay, so that's what we have for you today, Aquarius. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, but hopefully I'll see you all again soon.